SoundClash is the manifestation in the physical form of sound and how that affects human beings, how that affects human relationships. We're kind of exploring how sound changes reality, how it builds reality, how it constructs your future. Cymatics, if you go into a club or you go into a space where there is music, and sometimes before you get there you can feel the music. Every kind of tone manifests in a physical form. So some of the experiments were done by a guy called Harney, and he had a metal plate, he had a speaker underneath it, and when he sent certain vibrations through it, the salt that was on it kind of created different formations. And I knew that the music had to be composed. A guy that I'd been working with for a couple of shows that we'd done with Kompany, Malakhi, Harney, he made the work, and we've been looking at healing waves in sacred languages or sacred chants, at how they kind of heal you and how they make you feel. It was a real honour to kind of be asked to invited to come back and choreograph on the Kompany, just because of what the name represents. So, you know, when I've told people, oh, I'll be choreographing on Phoenix, they're like, oh, good, you know, that's really good news. What I'd kind of observed of Phoenix, which is their trademark, is not necessarily theatrical, but it is beautiful power, the engagement of the movement, that it was so visceral. But I wanted to get that, but I also wanted to kind of take them somewhere else theatrically. When you have an actor and they kind of bring their past experiences, or they tap into something emotional that kind of drives what they do, that was my goal for this, that they have an emotional connection to making their body move. So I'm not necessarily interested in how high people can get their legs or pointed their feet are. It's like, why do you take it that high? Why do you point it in that way or not point it in that way? Why do you make your foot look ugly? It's to kind of externalize that internal process. Any choreographer can only take part credit for the creation. Even though their name goes on it, choreographed by it, but the dancers have been so instrumental in giving themselves to the creative tasks and coming up with some fantastic material. It made it very easy to have material to work with. Some people always struggle and always look for a narrative, oh, that person's on that, but there is no narrative. There's some themes about relationships in there, but there is definitely no narrative in the show. With this, I wanted to kind of just look at the movement, and I've really enjoyed that process of that slightly different way of putting it together, which is produced, I think, a fantastic piece.